Deep in the green heart of Cambodia, there is a place where time seems to have stopped. It's a lost city from another era, an ancient metropolis frozen in time for over 600 years. And yet somehow it has survived largely intact until today. There are more than 100 temples scattered across the landscape here, each one bearing silent witness to the rise and fall of a once great civilization. But what happened here? What caused this incredible place to be abandoned and left to the jungle? And what can its weathered stones tell us about the people who built them? Join us now as we set out to uncover the secrets of this mysterious archaeological site. And while we're at it, find out how you can win this stunning model of Angkor Wat Temple. Just stay tuned until the end to see how. In the mid-12th century AD, the Khmer king Suryavarman II commissioned the construction of a new capital city for his empire. He chose a strategic location at the edge of the flat and fertile plains of the Bayon River Delta and close to the vital waterways that connected the lands of the mighty Mekong. He called the new city Angkor Thom, which means Great City, and it would become the cultural, religious, and political center of the Khmer Empire, which at its peak stretched from the Gulf of Thailand to the Vietnamese border. Construction of the city took several decades to complete, and it was finally ready to be inaugurated around 1175. Imagine what it must have looked like to the first visitors arriving through the dense trees to suddenly find themselves in the middle of a vast, empty square facing the magnificent temple of Angkor Wat. In front of them, however, there was no jungle just 300 years later, only more temples and palaces stretching as far as the eye could see. This was a monumental city covering an area of nearly 1,000 square kilometers with towering walls protecting it on all sides. Its main entrance was guarded by the four faces of the mythical King Deva on the four sides of the world. Within the city walls, there were also three smaller cities, each devoted to a different aspect of life. The northern part of the city was known as Angkor Kraal and contained most of the royal residences and administrative buildings. To the south was the religious and spiritual center of the empire. At its heart stood the famous Bayon Temple with its colossal towers adorned with images of Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of mercy. The western sector was dedicated to art, culture, and education. Here, scholars gathered in the magnificent libraries and artists plied their trade in the many workshops and studios. A complex system of canals irrigated the city and its many gardens and parks. Palaces, pavilions, galleries, ponds, statues and libraries lay scattered throughout the urban fabric, offering places of relaxation and contemplation or venues for sporting events and artistic performances. Over the course of 3 centuries, the city grew and prospered. It became a melting pot of cultures, a hub of intellectual and artistic activity, and above all, a testament to the power and glory of the Khmer Empire. But then it was abruptly abandoned. No one knows exactly when it happened, but by the late 14th century, the city was completely deserted. Nature began to reclaim the ruins, and soon the jungle had swallowed the once great metropolis whole. Only a few fragments of its former grandeur poked through the vegetation, tantalizing travelers with glimpses of a vanished world. It wasn't until the 19th century that the French explorer and archaeologist Henri Parmentier stumbled upon the remains of Angkor Thom and the nearby temple of Angkor Wat. His discovery sparked a flurry of interest in the lost city, and soon excavations were underway to uncover its secrets. But it quickly became clear that the task was much more daunting than anyone had anticipated. The jungle had reclaimed the ruins, making it impossible to tell where one structure began and another ended. Trees and vines had wrapped themselves around the ancient stones, hiding them from view. And centuries of erosion had taken their toll on the structures, leaving them in a state of disrepair. Undeterred, archaeologists and historians began the slow and painstaking work of clearing the undergrowth and restoring the monuments. They found that Angkor Thom was not just a single city, but a complex network of settlements that had grown and changed over the centuries. Each level revealed more about the people who had lived here, their customs, beliefs, and way of life. As they delved deeper into the past, they uncovered a civilization that was more advanced and sophisticated than they had ever imagined. The temples and palaces they found were not just impressive feats of engineering, but works of art that celebrated the beauty and wonder of the natural world. They discovered that the Khmer kings had been patrons of the arts and sciences, and that their court had been a center of learning and innovation. They also found evidence of a sophisticated trading network that had connected the Khmer Empire to other civilizations across Asia. The archaeologists were amazed by what they found, but they knew that there was still much more to discover. The jungle was vast, and there were still many secrets hidden beneath its canopy. And yet, despite all these wonders, Angkor Thom was eventually abandoned. Why did the once great civilization disappear without a trace? What happened to its people, and where did they go? These questions have puzzled historians for centuries, but they may hold the key to understanding the true meaning of Angkor Thom. Some believe that the decline of the Khmer Empire was caused by a series of natural disasters, such as earthquakes, floods, and droughts. Others blame it on the rise of rival kingdoms or the encroachment of neighboring empires. Still, others point to the depletion of resources or changes in climate patterns as possible explanations. But perhaps the answer lies in a combination of these and other factors. Whatever the cause, the abandonment of Angkor Thom was a sudden and dramatic event that brought an end to centuries of prosperity and cultural achievement. Today, visitors to Angkor Thom can explore the vast ruins and marvel at the ingenuity and artistry of the Khmer people. They can wander through the crumbling palaces and temples, imagining the bustling city that once stood in its place. Or they can simply lose themselves in the dense jungle, listening to the sounds of the forest and feeling the presence of centuries gone by. Whether they come for the history or the beauty, all are sure to be moved by the mystery and magic of Angkor Thom. As you explore the ruins of Angkor Thom, you may have noticed the name Angkor Wat appearing over and over again. It's everywhere, but what does Angkor Wat mean? The term Angkor comes from the Sanskrit word for fortress, and Wat refers to a sacred building or temple. Together, they form the compound noun Angkor Wat, which literally means fortress temple. And that's exactly what it is, a vast complex of temples and structures that was once the center of the Khmer Empire. Built in the 12th century AD during the reign of Suryavarman II, Angkor Wat is dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu and is considered the largest religious monument in the world. It covers an area of over 400 acres, making it larger than any other temple complex in Southeast Asia. Its 5 towers rise 200 feet into the air and are visible for miles across the Cambodian countryside. The central tower is topped by a giant statue of the mythical bird Garuda, the mount of Vishnu. From a distance, the entire structure resembles a gigantic lotus flower floating on the surface of a vast artificial lake. Inside the temple walls, there are countless chambers, corridors, galleries, and courtyards to explore. Visitors can wander through the jungle-like atmosphere and marvel at the intricate carvings that adorn every inch of the structure. The bas-reliefs depict scenes from Hindu mythology as well as everyday life in the Khmer Empire. They show gods and demons battling for control of the universe, as well as merchants and farmers going about their daily activities. The sheer scale and complexity of Angkor Wat are truly awe-inspiring. But it's the intricate details and symbolism that make it so fascinating. Each carving tells a story, and together they form a rich tapestry of myth, legend, and history. Unfortunately, much of the temple has been damaged over the centuries due to neglect and natural disasters. Many of the statues have been beheaded and the inscriptions have been worn away by erosion. However, restoration efforts are ongoing, and the Cambodian government is committed to preserving this UNESCO World Heritage Site for future generations. If you're planning to visit Cambodia, Angkor Wat is a must-see destination. The temple is open to the public, and there are guided tours available. The best time to visit is during the dry season, which lasts from November to April. Just keep in mind that Angkor Wat is a holy place, so visitors are expected to dress respectfully when they enter the temple grounds. Angkor Thom may be a lost city, but its legacy lives on. The magnificent temples and palaces that once filled its streets are now some of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. Visitors from all over the globe come to marvel at the beauty and mystery of this ancient metropolis and to learn about the fascinating history of the Khmer people. Thanks for watching. To learn more about ancient civilizations and archaeology, check out our other videos. And if you want to own this stunning model of Angkor Wat Temple, all you have to do is follow the link below to enter the giveaway. Good luck.